Wiener Dog Joe. That is our show. Wiener Dog Joe. That is our show. Wiener Dog Joe. Coming to you live at the break of dawn. Welcome back, you sausages and sausagettes, to Wiener Dog Joe and the Bun in the afternoon today. We're breaking with tradition. After 40 episodes of doing it in the morning, today we're just chilling out in the afternoon. Johnny Ferrari, your host, along with my pal, the other host of this show, Mr. Bananas, coming at you live in the afternoon. What up, Bananas? How you doing today, man?
It's a nice, relaxing day here, just chilling out, late afternoon sun, you know? Doing great. Happy to be in the studio.
Happy to be in the studio, and yeah, it's been a weird week for me. I don't know about you, but I don't know. It's just been weird this week.
There's been a lot going on in the world. It's been a crazy week, and I don't really know what to make of it all. But, you know, me and a good friend were having a talk the other day about, and I think maybe a lot of our listeners might be able to relate to this, how people in our generation, people who are in their 30s now, early 30s now, have always felt, maybe since high school or before, this sort of sense of nihilism or existentialism that this world and the way that we knew it wasn't going to be like that for the rest of our lives. And somehow deep down we knew that. And until that was pointed out to me recently, I'm not sure I ever really identified it, but I think it's really true. And I think it's worth reflecting on right now.
I can identify with that, definitely. I think, like, one of the things, I haven't framed it exactly like that, but one of the things I say often when things happen is that, like, I'm not surprised, right? Or when my friend will bring something up, you'll bring something up that's horrible in the world, and I'll be like, are you surprised? Like, I feel like I lost my capacity to be surprised by the things that humans are able to do to each other at a fairly young age. You know, like teenagers somewhere in that realm, I guess. And this last week, definitely, I've been super just very, I guess, distracted because, of course, we can't just deny that the whole Ukraine thing is happening. Russia invading the Ukraine. It's fucking horrific. Like, some of the worst stuff is just coming out today where they're like killing kids and stuff over there. Yeah. It's wild.
It is, and it's also worth remembering that stuff's still been going on pretty consistently around the world in places that, frankly, that the West cares less about. And
right, there's just non-white people.
Right. So
basically.
But in a way, it's, you know, it's a silver lining that now finally people are starting to wake up to some of the atrocities that are going on, and then hopefully realize that this has been going on all over the world for a long time now. It just wasn't impacting the West, at least not financially. Anyways, but you know who's suffering the most right now is my cat.
Is it you?
It's my
Your cat?
And
okay.
let me tell you why. Because this morning, Spatial Awareness Man struck again.
Oh, yes. By the way, people don't know Mr. Banana's superhero name. I gave him long ago, Spatial Awareness Man, an ironic nickname, by the way. Y'all can figure that out. Go ahead.
Ironic yet pointedly accurate. As many of you may know, one of my nicknames in real life is Pibs, which is a reference to how often I spill bongs. And
Princess Bong Spiller.
Princess Bong Spiller is what that indeed stands for. A story for another time. But this morning...
Yes, indeed.
This morning it was a Pibs moment and a Spatial Awareness Man moment as I was gathering my things to go downstairs and have my morning smoke. And the cat tripped me up. And in my attempt to save the tray and the bong from breaking, I spilled the bong water onto the cat.
On the cat?
Yes.
Oh my god! How much of it? How much of it did you spill on the cat?
I mean the bong spilled this,
like all of it,
more or less. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well over a cup of liquid.
Oh, like not good liquid either. It's not the liquid you want to drink. or have fall upon you. That scent takes so long to get off. Dude, now it's gonna come back from Japan in like 3 weeks and be like, why does my cat smell like bong water?
Sorry, babe. She'll hear this episode eventually too and be like,
yeah, she will. She'll hear it before she gets back.
Likely.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I had a friend who, like, I remember it was Halloween. We were in high school. This guy, Sam, who was absolutely, like, everyone had a friend like this. The guy who would get the drunkest.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically, our friend Samo. Yeah.
Yeah, our friend Sam.
And Samo.
Yeah, wow.
So,
all right, it must run in the Sams.
But he poured Jack Daniels into the bong, smoked out of it, because he didn't have water or something. I can barely remember. But I know he poured Jack Daniels into the bong, smoked out of it, and then later on drank the Jack Daniels from the bong.
I feel
so
like
gross.
I feel like that's a scene out of every like teen movie, but yet this is a real. Oh God.
There were many scenes in my life straight out of weird teen movies, I guess.
Oh man.
Not so much being the popular kids, more like the weird stoner kids and the metalheads.
Right. The weird kid who will do anything for $5.
I'm glad that you. It's interesting that you moved on from the Russia thing to cats, because I was going to do the same thing. We won't linger on the whole Russia thing for too long, because it's really not like there are much smarter shows that give you information about that. We're just saying, like, it's horrible and we support Ukraine.
Indeed.
That's all there really is to say about that.
Absolutely.
But I got a cat as well. That was another thing that's like fed into this week being weird. And like, because there's another cat in the house, and this being really the only room that's like habitable for a cat, I've just had this young chonker named Dudley, who's awesome, chilling in my room for a week and not letting me sleep, just wanting to play. And so that was just is feeding into the elements of like this being like a weird week that's just kept me completely sidetracked. Like I haven't even made a video this week at all. It's crazy.
Well, here we are, coming at you live in the afternoon.
Live in the afternoon, definitely live. Definitely don't need to edit it later.
There is no later. People are here listening now, or they're missing it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple news stories for you today.
All right, let's talk about what else is going on in the world.
Okay. Do you want to hear about Florida or New York first?
Oh, definitely Florida.
Florida? Okay. And this is tasty news right here. You're going to be excited.
I'm ready.
Take a sip of my coffee.
What flavor did you go with this morning?
I went with cappuccino stout.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like how they take the cappuccino and infuse it into a stout. It's like defused or possibly re-infused into a cappuccino. Yeah. So it's like awesome. Cyclical.
Okay, yeah. I gotcha. All right. Sorry, go ahead.
But let's hear so this news. Tasty news. Yeah. You're going to be excited because this is a beverage you drink all the time.
Okay.
Florida residents will be among the first in the nation subjugated by hard Mountain Dew.
No. Please say it isn't real. Please.
I like that they use the word subjugated. That's some very interesting verbiage by the Tampa Bay Creative Loafing website.
Creative Loafing.
This is real.
Wow.
This is real. The drink will be unrolled to more states in the coming months. I mean, I don't really need to go into what this is, but it's hard Mountain Dew.
I hate it.
5% alcohol Mountain Dew. So if you feel like you're not getting closer to that heart attack quickly enough, then this is the beverage for you. Right? You remember, what's that one? People used to drink it when we were in high school. It ended up being banned because people were getting heart attacks.
Oh, Four Loko. Four
Loko, yeah.
Yeah. It's back. It's back, though.
Is it back?
Yeah, it's back on shelves. Has been for a while, yeah.
Oh. Have you been drinking it?
Yeah, every day. That's all I drink. I don't even drink water. I just drink Four Loko.
Can you imagine the headache that you, Mr. Bananas, would get off of Four Loko? You get a headache for like a day off like one beer.
Actually, completely, I do, yeah. I'm never going to touch Four Loko for the rest of my life, that's for sure.
What about Hard Mountain Dew?
Hard Mountain Dew, I'm definitely interested. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to invest in Hard Mountain Dew.
I mean, this could like really raise your gamer level too, right?
Yeah.
Raise your what do they call it? Not RPM, your API, your
APW.
APW? No, it's not that either.
Windows.
What's the gamer word?
Windows
anyway?
Per situation, WPS.
Your Windows per situation, your DPS. There you go. Or raise your DPS in Elden Ring by chugging down some hard Mountain Dew, getting sloshed and slaying bosses.
I need some hard Doritos to go alongside with that, and then I'll be getting really schwasty.
Well, maybe Adamus Meyerson's Cheeto Mead could service that when that's finally complete.
Most definitely.
Yeah, a friend of ours, if you didn't catch that episode, a friend of ours is actually going to make us some Cheeto Mead.
This is real.
He brews mead. I've been telling him forever, and I told him on the show that he needed to make some Cheeto Mead, so he's going to attempt to do it for us.
I'm so excited. to try this mead.
It's going to be amazing. Definitely not horribly gross.
Well, in spite of the bias reporting, I tend to agree. Hard Mountain Dew sounds like the absolute worst idea in the history of ideas. And
dude, it's gonna make money though. People are gonna drink it.
I mean, people drink regular Mountain Dew, so like.
Yeah, that's equally like I'd rather drink the alcoholic one.
Right, 100%. If I'm gonna,
if I'm already gonna give myself like poisoning and a heart attack. But anyway, I got a New York story. You're gonna like this one even more.
Okay, tell me.
The city that never sleeps. Complaints of New Yorkers' noisy sex are rising. Now, the text of this article is amazing. A wave of sex mayhem has apparently been sweeping New York City, prompting residents to lodge an increasing number of complaints to government helplines. New York is no stranger to noise complaints. New Yorkers file as many as 75,000 a month. But new call data has revealed that many recent complaints arise from those disturbed by their neighbors' late-night ventures. It's received, let's see. So I'm going to have you guess something here. Out of Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and the Bronx, what do you think is highest?
For noise complaints of sex.
Yeah, for about sex.
Okay. At Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. Okay, well, it's not going to be Queens or Brooklyn because they're like suburban, so they have houses. So I'm ruling those out. And
Queens is top.
Queens is top. Wow.
Queens is top. It's Queens, then Manhattan, then Brooklyn, then the Bronx, and Staten Island with a measly 4 complaints.
Well, Staten Island doesn't even exist. I was going to guess the Bronx, honestly, because that's like, I feel like it's tight packed up there, and
but there are people who complain less. I think
that's true.
They're just used to that kind of shit.
That's
right?
a good factor. I should have considered, rather than who's having loud sex, instead everyone's having loud sex. Instead, it's who's most likely to complain. And in that case, yeah, Queens, yeah.
So check this out. In Cross Bay Boulevard in Queens, 56 complaints were logged about hippies, in quotation marks, allegedly dressed up as Freddy Krueger, Pennywise, and the Easter Bunny while engaging in coital reverie as the theme song of Velveteen Dream, a pro wrestler, blasted in the background.
In public?
They're still here causing a sex mayhem, a neighbor complained one day at 6 a.m. I thought it was too cold outside for an orgy. Doesn't stop this guy.
Wow. Wow. Outside in public too. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. In Greenwood Heights in Brooklyn, a resident said that they had slept through natural disasters, but their neighbors' activities were now keeping them up.
What's super interesting here is that they're like, let them fuck in public, like in the park. Just do it quietly, please. You know, it's noise complaints that are the issue here, not not anything else. I think it's pretty funny.
To get a sense of how disruptive they are, I've slept through earthquakes and fires in my life. I couldn't sleep through this, the resident wrote last April, in a complaint lodged at 2:45 a.m. Someone else reported, she makes the bed squeak as if it's an Olympic event. Another said, ceiling shaking and debris falling sex.
Wow. It sounds like some amazing sex. I want to kind of get in on that. I'm not going to lie. Like, where are these orgies?
I know, right? This goes on, but I'm going to read this last one because this is the best one.
Okay.
On 23rd of December at 11 p.m., for one seasonal example, a resident in East Harlem in Manhattan said, Some guy is singing jingle balls at the top of his voice. Another person is screaming, "Yes, Daddy, come down my chimney."
Oh my God. I love this. This is amazing.
You should have moved to New York. You almost did. You could have been there for this.
I could have been there dressed up as the guy from Scream and taken part in this orgy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So those are the news stories that I have. And right there, I have to pee again.
Nice.
Back in a moment.
You go ahead and do that. We just keep it warm here in the studio. We're just hanging out in the middle of the afternoon, listening to some smooth jazz and enjoying the view of Los Angeles. Smoggy skies, birds going by, clouds all wispy and round on the edges looking like angels. It's times like these I start thinking about what goes on down there in those houses, in those windows. How many windows exist? How many lives are back there? Why can't I see them? Can they see me? Did I create them? Did they create me? No matter, I turn away. I sip my reverse cappuccino stout, feeling suddenly alive and awake as the planes take off, roaring overhead. Always roaring, looking for that sound, looking for that other land. And then, just like that, the smoke clears, and he returns, Johnny Ferrari.
Other lands. I returned from other lands. Had to refill my cappuccino and take a whizzle. Take a whizzle wazzle.
I'm glad it was successful.
As it's successful, I mean, it would be troubling if it were a failure. So I don't generally think of it in terms of success or failure.
I'm not sure what
Thankfully.
makes a failure in that regard. I guess a lot of things.
I know you don't make it.
Yeah, right. One day, maybe. One day in our future. Hopefully, hopefully not.
What's your definition of failure? So like, you have a shark when you're walking down the street or something?
I don't know. You sit down. You have to poop real bad. You sit down. Nothing comes out. You're disappointed. Go on.
A no-hitter.
A no-hitter.
Batting zero.
Jesus Christ. Moving on.
All right. What's up?
I've got some really good spicy news stories for us today.
All right. I'll sit back.
Right. This first one comes to us from India.
India.
Yes, and it is about a scam involving two men.
What? From India?
I know. Could you imagine it? This is great.
Wild.
This is great. Two men and a doctor. I'm going to start this off. Two men managed to get a doctor to buy a lamp that he believed was magic for $130,000. So they started by telling them man sort of stories, gradually mentioning their Baba who visited their home and sort of like brainwashing him to meet.
What's a Baba? Is that like a grandma?
Baba is like a god or like a god / grandma type thing, I believe. Yeah, it says
god / grandma.
Well, the word it translates it as God man, which really means nothing. But I think we all have enough familiarity with the word Baba from different lore and stories.
Yeah, Baba Yaga.
Right, that we kind of have an idea. Yeah. Anyways, in this case, I don't think it's an evil figure, the Baba. Now, here's the really great part. Mr. Khan, who's the doctor who was scammed, said a genie appeared one night from out of the lamp. And that was what finally convinced him to make the deal for the lamp. Their original asking price was $284,000, but they settled on the $130,000 price.
Of course.
And then so, he goes, so when he's later talking about it, he's like, I realized it must have been one of the two men dressed in a costume. Like, he realized how dumb he was, but
dude,
this is real. This is a real story. I did not make this up. Like, I don't understand. He's a doctor, too.
This is literally, like, quite literally a Scooby-Doo sketch.
Right.
Like a plot line from a Scooby-Doo. Like, literally, this is exactly how it goes. It's like they go to investigate the haunting of the local carnival.
Right, they pull off the mask. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it was Old Man Jenkins the whole time. Like, I would have gotten away from it with it if it weren't for you Scooby snack-eating fucks.
I know, it's
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they say in that show.
Yeah, Scooby snack-eating fucks, that's how I remember it.
Scooby snack-eating fucks.
And if anyone tells me otherwise, just talk to me about the Mandela effect, all right? It was that.
So they just... I don't understand. Did they shine like a giant like light and like make spooky sounds and the ghost came out?
I have no idea. I mean, they must have put some amount of production into this to convince this
You'd
man
have to.
like to spend so much money on like, and he's a doctor, so like I would tend to believe that a doctor is less likely to believe in magic.
Maybe he was like a doctor of religion or something. Not necessarily like a medical doctor.
Does
I don't know.
Does it say specifically?
Does it specify?
It actually just says the doctor, like Khan. It doesn't specifically say medical doctor. I don't know.
Because one can be a doctor of many things.
This is true. He could be a doctor of genies.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, that's I don't know. That's just a hilarious story. So, if anybody offers you a magic lamp out there, people, go ahead and
verify the evidence.
Right, indeed. And if you have a magic lamp, you can let us know in the comments, and we'll talk. We'll make a deal.
Yeah. If you have a real one, though, none of these scams. If you're from India, I just don't believe you. I'm sorry. Not because everyone in India is a scammer, of course, but so much crap comes out of there in the terms of the scamming.
To be fair, if you are willing to put on a whole production where you dress up and put on some lights and do a whole thing where you act like a genie, I would also love that. So let's talk about, because we can make a deal for that also. I don't need the lamp. I want that part of it.
Yeah, do a production for us. We won't fly you out, though.
No. And
there's not enough budget for that.
You also have to leave $5 in the comments.
Nah, it's the processing fee.
Yeah. Processing.
What's the other news story, Mr. Bananas?
So I got one more. All right. Okay. So this is a story about a kid in Brooklyn, New York. So we're talking back to New York. Yep. And this kid logged into his mom's Amazon account and ordered $2,600 worth of Spongebob popsicles.
Popsicles?
Spongebob popsicles. It's like 1,000 popsicles.
Did they arrive in their popsicle shape? Or were they melted?
I have no idea. We didn't get the details on that. I imagine they have a way to ship them that makes some kind of sense, especially if you're spending...
That's a lot of popsicles.
Yeah.
Where was he thinking? Like, how old was this kid, first of all? And where did he think he was going to store them?
He's 4.
He probably didn't think that through.
He's 4.
He's like, I eat all the popsicles.
Exactly.
I eat 2,000 SpongeBobsicles in a day.
It probably
was... No, you can't, Jimmy.
It probably was the whole stock. Like, I'm sure he probably would have ordered more if he could have. You know what I mean? Like, how did he end at $2,600? Like,
you don't even finish your fucking French fries, Jimmy, you little cunt.
Eat your cauliflower, then you can have a popsicle.
Eat your greens, you little bastard. Yeah, I'm sure she got it refunded though.
No, actually,
No?
Amazon did not refund it yet. A friend of hers started a GoFundMe, and they more than covered the popsicles.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, I guess they had a popsicle party.
Oh, you know what? I've just scrolled down. There is a photo here of the kid eating one of the popsicles, so it looks like he did get to have them all after all. So,
dude, no, don't reward that kid.
Hold on.
Don't give him the popsicles.
Wait. Maybe it's a punishment. It's like when you catch your kid smoking a cigarette and you make him smoke a whole carton. You have to eat all 900, Jimmy, on today.
Yeah, Jimmy, you're gonna be eating SpongeBobsicles till you throw up.
You're gonna sit down and eat all of those popsicles.
Not only that, but melt. I'm taking this shit out of your allowance for the next 10 years. Oh my God, having children these days. I don't know how people do it.
I know. Shame on Amazon for not refunding the money, but it's a hilarious story. Like, and that kid when he's older, like, that's a great story. I love that that's true.
Yeah, that's it'll be one to tell the grandkids if the world exists by then.
Right. Oh God, not get into that. That's what I got.
Doom calling.
That's what I got for the news.
Calling. That's the news. What else have we been doing? We've been playing Elden Ring like religiously. It's ridiculous.
Indeed. Elden Ring is out, and my girlfriend is out of town for a month, and it's bachelor life over here, baby.
Yeah, I jokingly said like, "Oh shit, Mr. Bananas, the girlfriend's gone. That means you can play Elden Ring and not deal with nagging, because I'm sure she nags you all the time.
Just eat pizza and just go crazy."
She's like, "No video games for you."
All right, I got to order a case of that hard Mountain Dew and get me through.
Oh my God, pizza, hard Mountain Dew, just play Elden Ring.
Beautiful.
All day long. But no, I'm sure that other people, if you're listening to the show, you might be playing Elden Ring as well, and it's a banger.
It's a lot of fun.
It makes me happy and absolutely infuriated in equal measure. I have to take frequent breaks.
This is the truth. This is the truth.
The levels of irritation I've gotten to in the last couple days are like astronomical, where I'm like, okay, I need to go walk around.
Yeah.
To like go outside.
I can handle about like maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on what I'm doing. And then I usually have to take a break. But then I always want to come right back.
It's like, you son of a bitch, I'm back. Yeah, it is wild. We were talking about this off the air a little bit. And it's kind of why I wanted to bring it up, where it's like, I've been playing games since I was a kid, you know. That's our generation. We're one of the first generations to grow up as like, you know, quote unquote gamers. But that was like a thing, really.
The technology was pretty widespread by that point already. Before then, it really wasn't.
I mean, like,
it was at least accessible.
When I started playing games when I was 5, it was like Super Nintendo.
Right, but I'm saying like the generation before us didn't have any access to that in the home at all.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, right.
So.
Yeah. Okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
But it's not something I play a whole lot of now. It's just, I don't know, they're not super compelling to me. So it's great when something is, right? And it's usually something that's like a really gigantic, well-crafted, open world that you can just get lost in and have these adventures in. And I was thinking about this earlier too. It's also a game that has like no story, right? I mean, it's there, but it's so in the background that it's like one of the things that usually draws me to games like this, whether it's Elder Scrolls or The Witcher, things like that, is the sense of story and the sense of character that you can imbue, or that's naturally imbued into the character that you play, to the point where they're called role-playing games, right? Like there's a role-play element to like storytelling where you're sort of inhabiting this character, and that's one of the big draws. And I came to this realization earlier today. I was like, Elden Ring is this compelling without that. Like, my character is not a character.
Right.
They have no thoughts, right?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
What it has, like the other games from Software, is lore. Is so much lore going on in the world that you get a sense that you're part of something much greater. It's almost like reading the Silmarillion instead of reading Lord of the Rings, whereas like Elder Scrolls is more like reading Lord of the Rings, you know. And I think I think it's a great thing. And there are bits of very mysterious characters and mysterious stories and quests that you get along the way that add to that richness of the world and are very much entrenched in the lore of the world, which is there if you want to get it, you know. Like, for instance, in the Elder Scrolls games, you'll run around and you'll see all these massive statues and monuments and stuff that are beautiful but don't have any actual meaning according to the lore. They're just beautiful fantasy-like statues and monuments. Some of them do, but many of them are just cool-looking things. Whereas in the From Software games, everything you see in the world is very intentional and real meaning according to the lore, you know? So you have to dig your nails in a little.
Yeah, the story's not the story, the world is the story.
Yes, exactly.
And as the more you pay attention, you're rewarded for that, whether that's a location or like item descriptions. Anyway, we won't linger too long, but I thought it would be interesting because we're both entrenched in it. Right. Like, this is a big part of our lives at the moment.
Totally.
And part of like drawing back to why I've been so completely just discombobulated all week. It's like, following the war a lot of the time, dealing with the cat, and then like Elden Ring.
Right.
And then it's like I'm supposed to make videos about movies as well. I haven't even watched a movie. Right. I watched one. If you know me, that's insane.
Yeah, it really is.
I haven't watched a movie in like a week.
It really is. Yeah, you know, it's weird. It's sort of been taking over my life as well. And this was a thought I had the other day, where I haven't had this feeling where I'm really thinking about a game like outside of the game and yearning to play it, thinking about it when I'm falling asleep at night. I haven't had that feeling in so many years. Games I can remember, like Oblivion. I'd have to go back that far, or maybe like the early like Ezio, like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, maybe to some extent, where they were just like these really greatly crafted worlds that I was enjoying being a part of the world and not just playing the game to finish it. And I thought that I had just fallen out of love with gaming, but I think that maybe the games that were being produced just weren't, I don't know, speaking my love language, you know, and this one is, and it's got a great nostalgic feel to it. It's just perfect for me, so I love it. Yeah. So,
all right,
you know what game this one does remind me of that I want to mention because I think it might hold a special place in some of our listeners' hearts?
Bad Rats?
Yes, of course, Bad Rats and Bloody Boobs combined.
Bloody boobs.
one masterpiece. No, but is GameCube game Beautiful Joe. I thought of that this morning. It's a side-scrolling game, but I think it's one of the earliest, like, really hard fighting platforming games. And I was just thinking earlier of how much, like, the precision timing, countering moves, dodging, and really hard bosses, like, and I just think that's such a classic, like, milestone game. So I want to give a shout out to Beautiful Joe.
All right, shout out to Beautiful Joe on the something. I forgot what you said already.
The GameCube.
GameCube?
Yeah.
GameCube. Dig out your grandpa's GameCube, kids out there, and check out Beautiful Joe. Speaking of entertainment, shall we move on to our entertainment segment of the day? Entertainment section. Well, we're going back to our classics, okay? We got an actor here. He wants to know what he should do next.
Okay.
As people know, we've become a fairly significant think tank in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We've workshopped Brad Pitt and some others. Today we're doing Tom Cruise.
Oh, my boy.
Another big name. Your boy, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. It's interesting that that's your boy. We have 5 options here in Workshop Live on the internet. Number 1. The world is looking for a new James Bond. Tom Cruise is a big consideration. What do we think of that?
Well, I mean, he did Mission Impossible, right? So
He's still doing Mission Impossibles. There's like 9 of them now.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, they come out every couple of years.
I lost track a long time ago on that. Yeah.
You don't follow the career of the Cruise?
The Cruise career?
The Cruise career?
Totally.
The Cruise career?
You know, he'd be a good Bond. I don't know. He's a little
He's
weird.
too old. No, don't. I disagree.
Is he
I think
older?
he should not be Bond.
Is he older than Daniel Craig?
Dude, well, Daniel Craig's done as Bond.
Right.
But
He was already pretty old.
I mean, look, Tom Cruise aging pretty gracefully. It happens when you have $800 billion and probably like bathe in the blood of infants or whatever they do in the Church of Scientology.
Right.
But no, not Bond. He's fine as a Tom Cruise character. I could not see him as Bond.
It would definitely be difficult to not see Tom Cruise and to see Bond in that. You know, like they would just be like, yeah.
Yeah, he just plays Tom Cruise in like every movie.
Yeah, it's true. All right. We're vetoing. We're thumbs down on the Bond idea. Go with someone else.
Thumbs down on Bond.
Go with someone else. Hollywood.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tommy. I mean, he himself asked us about this. So.
Right. Well, but who do you think would be a really good next Bond?
You know, I've thought about this, and I want the answer to be someone I've never heard of.
Okay.
It usually is, and that's usually the best choice.
Right.
Like, don't get someone established. Get someone new, someone with pizzazz, some hot young buck.
No, I hear you
to
though.
be Bond.
I hear you though, because Bond is the character. That's what's so important. And when you start to see a really well recognized actor, it's hard to not see that actor. You know, you want them to see Bond. And I think, yeah, I think that'd be good.
Exactly.
All right, give us a young up and comer, Hollywood. Let's see it.
Yeah, new Bond. The next one is entitled is a biopic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Rainbow in the Dark, the Ronnie James Dio story.
Yes. I don't know why Tom Cruise is considering this of all people, but yes, I want to see this film, and I love the name. I love it, everything about it. And biopics are like the hottest shit right now. It's like everything in Hollywood is biopic. So yes.
But do you think Cruise as Ronnie James Dio?
Right, that's the thing. I'm really excited about the idea for the film. Do I want to see Tom Cruise play Ronnie James Dio? I mean, here's the thing. If Cruise himself is suggesting this, he must be a pretty big Dio fan, so maybe he'll do him justice.
Or maybe he just thinks it'll make money. It's hard to penetrate the mind of Tom Cruise.
That's true.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is hard
maybe
to
it's
penetrate.
because he played like a rock star in some, I can't remember what it's called. I was gonna say School of Rock. It's not that. That's Jack Black.
Definitely.
It's a very different movie.
Very different actor too.
We need Swaggy Viddles to come in and fucking do research for us.
I know, it's so tough without you, Swaggy.
He'll be here next week if all goes well. So Rainbow in the Dark, maybe. We'll qualify that as a maybe. We definitely want to see that movie, Hollywood.
Yes.
We want to see that movie, get a good director. Maybe not Cruise, maybe Cruise. We'll see what happens.
You know what? Here, how about this? Give me the Cruise version first, and I'll see how it goes, and then we'll try someone else if we need to.
We'll like film the entire film
Yeah. Well,
with Cruise?
I mean, give me like 5 sample scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have him audition.
Yeah.
Yeah, send us the audition tapes, especially with him on stage as Dio in like full Dio makeup and whatever.
We will
Rainbow in the Dark.
We will share that on a subsequent episode.
Okay. So the next one, this is an interesting one. It's Ron Hubbard. Now, I get the sense that Cruise looked at this and just said yes without reading the script.
Oh.
Because I did get a sneak peek at the script, and it is actually a dark psychological portrait of a con man who lived on a yacht full of young slave boys.
Oh, wow.
Which Ron Hubbard actually did, by the way, people out there. So I think Cruise, if he reads the script, he might not be super into this particular portrayal of his hero. But I don't know. I mean, if you want to make the movie, Tom, you go ahead.
I think that would actually make for an incredible piece of art, like cinema art. Tom Cruise portraying the hero of his religion as a monster. Like, that's actual art right there. That's like an onion.
Yeah, that transcends. There are definitely layers going on there. I'm not exactly like, I don't even feel equipped to interpret the layers of like weirdness and irony going on, or like meta irony, like beyond. I don't know. That one's wild. I think he should do it though. I would watch the shit out of that.
This one is.
I absolutely would.
Definitely a thumbs up from me. Definitely a thumbs up.
Okay, we got 2 more. This one is not as heavy, but it's a Jay and Silent Bob reboot with Tom Cruise as Bob and Brad Pitt as Jay.
Tom and Brad as Jay and Silent Bob. Okay.
Yeah?
Sure. I mean, okay, this film I'm not as excited about. I don't think we need a reboot of that, and if we do, I want it from Kevin Smith with him. So, I don't like this one. I don't think it's a good idea. Nah.
I don't either. We just got a Jay and Silent Bob reboot like last year.
Was that any good?
Like,
I didn't watch it.
I think if you were a fan of the old movies, you'll have fun.
Okay.
It's definitely way better than like the Matrix reboot.
So the bar is low.
I mean, so like one of the things I thought about when I watched that movie, which is honestly one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life, is that like this movie was a lot better when it was called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie. It's not perfect. I mean, it's weird seeing Jay and Silent Bob like as 50-year-olds, but
right.
You know, if you grew up watching them, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
I'll give it a look-see.
But yeah, Tom, we're gonna pass on that one.
Yeah.
That's not. I'm not. That does not get my jimmies up in a bundle. Definitely not. Number 5, last one, baby.
Hit me.
Dawn of the Grey, an origin story about Gandalf, starring Tom Cruise.
Oh God, that sounds like the most Hollywood thing I've ever heard in my life.
What do you mean? Young Gandalf, Tom Cruise? This sounds like a recipe for success.
I'm just like, I can't get my face out of my palm right now because just
would he be
thinking about
bearded?
it.
Would he be gray? You know who Gandalf. I don't know the deep lore of Tolkien like you do.
Well, it depends how far back you want to go, but from the time Gandalf appeared on Middle Earth, he looked the way he did. Forever.
Okay.
Same. Yeah.
Maybe it was when he was in the upper Middle Earth before he descended.
Right. Before
I don't know. I don't know Lord of the Rings lore.
He was
don't.
in the upper Middle Earth, but then he lost his job in car insurance, and I was in the lower Middle Earth.
He got busted down.
Oh God.
Or you just have him like as the full makeup, just dress him up as Ian McKellen.
Right.
Like put Ian McKellen prosthetics on him.
There's enough lore out there where you could do a film of like Gandalf stories that are, like not, or that are like before the trilogy, but I don't think I want Tom Cruise touching my beloved Tolkien work, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it would ruin it for me.
I think I want to see that trailer just to laugh at it, but I don't want to see that film.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Right. So
like if Tom, if you have enough of a sense of humor about this, you should get together with a director and make a fake trailer with you as Gandalf, and I think that would endear you to the fans. Because you'll be winking at us, and we'll be winking back. We're like, okay, it's ridiculous. We're all good. We're all good here.
And to our listeners, if you are interested in seeing the trailer, you can go ahead and leave a comment and leave $5 or leave $7. Well, leave however much you want, but the first $5 goes towards processing, and the rest we will donate towards Tom to make the trailer.
No, we won't. Tom Cruise has billions of dollars. We don't need to put our money in on this. I disagree.
Well,
I disagree violently with this.
Leave the money anyways, and then we'll see.
If you want to comment. You know what? I actually have to pee again. Do you believe it?
All right.
I know. I'm like you today.
I know. I'm usually the one with the small bladder. All right.
Holy shit. Well, maybe it's because I'm drinking all these spicy cappuccinos. All these, what was I drinking? The cappuccino stout cappuccino?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. Well, I'll refill that, and I'll be back in a mo.
All right. Enjoy yourself. Well, we look out once again as the sun begins to descend. Clouds illuminated now. The angle different, yet familiar. What color is it? Do your eyes see the same colors as mine, baby? Does it even matter? The bass man goes and goes and goes. And the sound, it grows and grows and grows. To the end of time, to the end of the lands. The ocean spread out in rows and rows. Looking at the reflections in my mind. Colored like a rose I gave you one time. Memories, are they really mine? And dancing back to the seat.
Ooh,
dancing to the jive.
Ooh, you touch my tra-la-la.
My ding-ding-dong.
You touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
Oh.
My ding-ding-dong. My ding-ding-dong. What are we doing? How you doing? How's it going? And you enjoying the view out the window out there?
Indeed. I'm checking it out and just pontificating on life and existence.
Did you come to any startling revelations?
Well, there was a lot to do with jazz music and reverse cappuccino stouts.
I do like both of those things, as is evidenced.
Indeed.
This is the perks of doing this in the afternoon, is all the caffeine I've been mainlining all day just starts coming out. All these caffeinated beverages. And now that everyone's clicked off, let's move on to story time.
Story time.
Story time?
Woo! I love it. I love it. All right.
I'll start it off.
All right. For those of you that do not know, we've started a tradition of improvising these stories, bouncing off each other. We have no idea where this is going to go, but why don't you go ahead and just start us off, Johnny?
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
He thought out loud, but this is the mediumist of times.
It was a true medium time in the world.
The weather almost non-existent.
The cappuccino stout was mild and somewhat flavorless.
The cup was white. The cappuccino was white. He was white.
And the cup did not runneth over. The cup, in fact, was medium full.
He looked up towards his wife, who was exactly a 5. And he stood up, and he headed towards the window.
He looked out the window, and the birds were squawking.
Squawking, but not too loud.
Not too loud, not too soft, just a nice squawk. He opened the window.
It's not beautiful, but it's not bad, he thought.
At this moment, the phone rang.
Startled, he turned around. Honey, are you expecting a call?
But she was not there. He would have to answer it himself.
He always had anxiety when talking on the phone. He looked at it fearfully.
He picked up the phone. Hello? He said tentatively.
He heard a crackle on the other end of the line, and then a voice spoke softly.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Satan?
Oh, Satan, he said. Well, I'm just a simple man, and Satan doesn't sound very simple or medium.
Satan is the medium of all that know.
Satan is the medium of all that know?
It was an arcane statement. He struggled to process it.
Oh, wow.
You can do it. Come on. Just move it into another direction if you can't do it. Mr. Bananas?
He racked his brain trying to remember something that could tell him about this arcane word, the medium of know.
He decided fuck it and went on a bike ride.
He was thinking, though, is this bike really real?
Is the cloud really real? Are the birds real?
Was this Satan's influence? Was he becoming not so medium after all?
How could everything in the world be exactly medium? When you really analyzed it, it didn't make sense.
Startled by this new revelation, he decided he had to tell someone immediately, and he started back home to see if he could find his wife, because after all, where was she?
He got home, frantically searched around, but she was nowhere to be found.
He searched high and low, in the cupboards where she loved to hide, even in the bathtub, but she was not there.
He went out and found an old man on a bench. "Old man," he said, "old man."
Have you seen my wife? She's exactly 5 feet tall and so average looking that you may not have even noticed her.
The old man gave a mild response.
Well, neither happy nor dissatisfied with the old man's response, he decided to continue on his search for his lost wife.
He ended up in the sewer.
How did I get down here in the sewer, he thought. Well, no matter. I must trudge forwards.
He trudged through the sewer, startling rats who ran from his presence.
But then, he saw one rat unlike the others, and it beckoned to him.
It said, "Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Satan?"
Oh, my.
Hey, if you're gonna laugh into the mic.
I'm pretty sure it picked it up. Oh, okay. I think that
It's your turn.
okay.
Come on.
He pointed. You called me earlier on the phone.
"We must break you out of this reality for the glory of Satan," said the rat.
How can a rat speak? How can a rat use a phone?
"I am but a medium in a medium world."
A medium, you say? I have always felt that I am myself quite medium.
"There are different ways to interpret the word medium, young one," said the rat.
I am intrigued. Perhaps I am a medium in your sense, Sir Rat.
He took the rat by the hand, and they walked through a portal to the dimension of Satan.
And then they kissed.
The end. And they lived happily ever after. The end.
In the dimension of Satan.
What a retarded story.
I liked it. I liked it.
Man.
Wow. That was really dumb.
Wow.
That was really dumb.
That was really dumb. If you want to leave a suggestion for how you want the story to begin, and even maybe where you want it to go as well, leave a comment in the comments. That's how the people say that, right? Leave a comment in the comments.
That's how I say it. Yeah, like drop the first.
It's kind of redundant, right?
I mean, you
Leave a note in the comments. Leave a comment in the description. Leave a description in the notes.
drop the first line of the story in the comments, and we'll continue it from there.
There we go. We got there.
Yes.
We got there.
Oh, wow.
Boop-a-da-boop-a-doo. Wiener Dog Studios coming to you in the afternoon.
Live. Should we reach into the mailbag here?
Let's reach into the mailbag. Mailbag me up, baby.
All right. I'll go first.
I want you to go first this week.
So this one is from Brian Goreface. And Brian Goreface wants to know, who was your childhood cartoon crush?
Oh, God. Brian Goreface. What a username. Wonder if that's any relation to B.A. Brian A. Hudson. Wrote in the other week. Childhood. Sorry, what was the question again? Exactly?
Who was your childhood cartoon crush?
Cartoon crush.
We all had one.
I don't. That's a hard one. It'd probably be like from some anime.
Okay.
Right? Because like the cartoons that I watched, like when I was a legit little kid, I don't think I ever had a crush on any of them. But like probably some of the animes that I first watched when I was like 13 or 14. I'm struggling to think though. Maybe like Faye from Cowboy Bebop.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's definitely intentionally drawn to be very tittylicious.
Yeah. Right. And like Ghost in the Shell, that kind of thing. Like just super, like, yeah, very sexualized. Or actually, you know what? It was probably like one of the X-Men girls. To like realistically.
Yeah.
Like from the, yeah, definitely. Probably like, I don't know, Rogue or something? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm going to go with X-Men though.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to go.
Okay.
I'm going X-Men. I know that's not a specific character, but I don't know.
That's fair.
I can't point to one, so.
It's fair. I like
that's my answer.
Very, very otaku answers over there.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Mine.
What about you?
Mine without a doubt.
Jessica Rabbit?
No, but I do want to touch on that. But mine without a doubt was Kim Possible.
Kim Possible. I've never watched that.
Really? Yeah, well, you're like 2 years older than me, so maybe. And it was already a newer show when I was watching it, like pretty new show. So maybe it was just before, like when you were a little too old to still watch that. Anyways, I always had a huge crush on her. She was like spy, like infiltrator, almost like a female James Bond type of character. Yeah.
Can we get Tom Cruise to play her in a movie?
That would be cool. Tom Cruise playing Kim Possible with some gender bending shit. I'm down. I mean,
just put a wig on him.
We have female Ghostbusters. We can have male Kim Possible.
Dude, it's 2022
yeah,
now. You can't get mad at people for like doing weird stuff with genders.
Exactly.
It's fine. No worries.
I'm down for that movie. For sure. Tom, get on it.
Tom, get on it.
Okay, it's funny that you mention the rabbit, the
Jessica
Rabbit, because her and Lola Bunny from Space Jam, I think, are largely responsible for how prevalent the furry phenomenon is in our generation.
Jessica Rabbit was like a lady. She wasn't a rabbit.
Wasn't there a sexy rabbit?
It's from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it's like
Wasn't she a sexy rabbit? Or no?
No, you're thinking of something else.
Wasn't there a sexy?
Here,
we need Swaggy.
I will find. I know we do. It's
no, you're right. I remember
things.
Jessica Rabbit had the red hair and the shiny
yeah,
dress.
she's the red hair lady in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
But there was definitely a sexy rabbit. Was it just Lola?
Gigantic boobs. Holy crap.
Was it?
Look at how big those bazungas were.
Was it Lola Bunny or who was like the sexy rabbit cartoon character? I feel really bad Googling sexy rabbit cartoon character, but we're going to see what comes up right now.
Oh, make sure
yes.
that safe search is off.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely Lola Bunny from a Space Jam. Here, let me just go ahead and send you this here.
Across the desk?
Yes, I will send you a picture across the desk, and you can see what I mean.
Yeah, she's pretty sassy.
Right.
That that eyeshadow and stuff.
Yeah, I think that character might be largely responsible for the furry phenomenon in our generation.
I don't know. Did you watch Space Jam as much as I did?
I did, yeah, a lot.
I watched it so much.
Yeah, a lot.
You watch it again as an adult, you're like, this is terrible.
It's fun. That's
one of those kids' movies.
It's fun. That's like, there's nothing else to it other than fun. But yeah, it's pretty bad film. Well. Anyways, great question. Let's move on to the next one.
All right. Iron Chef 316 asks, Mr. Bananas, I want to make dolmas, but I don't have rice or grape leaves. Can you give me ideas for alternatives?
Oh, Jesus Christ. This kind of question. All right. Well, people come to me all the time, pricking my brain for that chef knowledge, asking for alternative dolma recipes.
Yeah, he chefs out a lot.
All right, here's what you do. Inside, you grind up some Oreo cookies. Not too fine. Just keep them.
I already veto this, but go ahead.
Keep them crumbly. On the outside, you wrap it with a crepe.
It's like a tortilla.
With a crepe. Right. Yeah.
A crepe.
A small crepe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like those things that Epic Mealtime used to do, where they just like make things made out of candy.
There you go. Yeah, do a dessert dolma. That's my answer.
Just do a dessert dolma. That's Mr. Bananas has decided that is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, short and sweet. There you go, Iron Chef 316.
All right. Do you want me to go? You want me to pull one out?
Yeah,
right.
we're going back and forth
All
here.
right. So this one is actually from our good friend Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop.
Iggy wants.
I just watched him in the Crow sequel, which was a bad movie, but he was amazing in it.
Nice. Well, he's an amazing artist, that's for sure. And Iggy Pop asks,
I want to be his dog.
Well, we're gonna leave that one alone and read the letter. This is a would you rather question, and it is: would you rather have the only color that exists be white, or would you rather have the only sound that exists be static?
Well, it would have to be the sound thing, because if every color was white, you couldn't like differentiate anything. Like you couldn't live, right?
There would
if
be a lot of
white
texture going on.
Or would it just be like being deaf, blind, but everybody's blind?
I don't know.
Like the whole world is blind.
I think
the only like that exists, because like the existence of a color is different than like your perception of a color. Right, there are more colors out there than we're able to perceive.
Right.
With just because we're just with these animal eyes that we have. I guess I don't understand.
I guess we need more details, because the way I read this is more just that like everything is colored white. Not that it's all so exactly the same color white that you literally can't see, but more just like every cup is white. Every food is white food. There's nothing on that's not just white. Shades of white. Your walls are all white. The blinds are all white. The sky is white.
Ugh. I'm going static.
The water
100%.
is white. You know. Yes.
Yeah. This sounds awful. I don't. Yeah.
But then literally you're going through. I guess that's basically at that point you're basically just deaf, because no sound means anything if it's just static. You know. So that's interesting though. But then you ask the same question: are there different types of static? Is there one static that you can tell is a TV, and a different static you can tell is a car? Like, it's crazy. I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right. Well, Iggy, I don't think we can answer your question. If you want to specify, you can write in again. But
I'm disappointed. I thought Iggy Pop would come in with a better question than that. That question sucked, Iggy.
Boo, Iggy. Bad question. Bad.
Come on,
question.
ask me how I want to party when, like, you know.
Oh.
And you'll make it happen.
Oh, look, there's a PS down here. How do you want to party?
All night long, baby. All night long.
I wanna rock all night long, party every day.
So you had an either or question. I've got a kill bang marry question for you.
Love these. All right.
This one comes from Young Squeezy. Yeah, we love these. We haven't done one in a while.
Yeah.
But this is the literary edition.
Okay.
So your options for kill bang marry are J.K. Rowling, Chuck Palahniuk, and Stephen King.
Okay. Well, we're definitely killing J.K. Rowling, because, like, fuck her. And we had Stephen King and...
Do you want to clarify that for people who maybe don't know?
No.
Okay, look it up.
Yeah.
She sucks.
Yeah, she kind of sucks.
Just do cursory internet research and you'll find out she sucks.
And even, like, her as a person, regardless, she's just... in my opinion, by far the weakest author on that list. So
is it regardless or irregardless?
I don't fucking know. All
right.
So we're killing. So JK's dead. JK's dead.
Okay.
And
JK's
then
dead.
we're gonna. I mean, this is good. We get to have sex with Chuck Palahniuk or Stephen King, and we get to marry. I guess. Okay, I want to fuck Palahniuk, because that dude is into some weird shit, and you know it. Like, if you've ever read a Palahniuk book, you know that guy has the weirdest sex. So I want to try that.
He also has those guides to, like, weird places to go in, like, Seattle, I believe.
Portland.
Yeah. Portland, yeah.
Right,
Portland.
exactly. So a night.
So then you'd marry Stephen King.
Yes, that would be really, I think, a good. Intellectually intriguing partner to have. I'm sure Chuck would be as well, but a night out with Chuck followed by a good crazy weird fuck sesh sounds too good to pass up.
Well, see, I'm in a different camp here. I thought about this. Okay. I also immediately thought, okay, we're killing J.K. Rowling. Right. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Worst artist, worst human of the bunch.
Right.
But I think I would just bang Stephen King and marry Chuck, because you could have that night with Chuck all the time if you married him, right? He's gonna be a super interesting guy to live with and like be your partner.
True.
Right?
True.
Whereas Stephen King, he's just like old. He's like, I'm Stephen King. I'm going to write the same book I've written 80 times.
True.
And it'll still be pretty good, but like, I don't know how interesting his life is.
That's fair. Although,
yeah, so I'd give Stephen King a good lay and then marry Chuck.
Although Stephen King's getting older and he's real rich, so you marry that now.
That's true.
Wait a few years.
It's true. You're not wrong, actually.
Then you go.
Yeah, you could.
Then you go and run off in an airplane, on your private jet with Chuck, by an island.
Oh man. Well, there's pros and cons to both, I guess.
I guess so.
But we're definitely killing J.K. Rowling. That's the commonality here.
Yes, indeed. Now, the thing is, it's important. She's the worst human of the three that we know about yet. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what you're going to find out about any people.
You never know
nowadays.
these days.
Yeah, like.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck, I would be really surprised if something like really crazy came out about Chuck that damaged his reputation.
Right. Okay. Well, so good question there. I like that one.
Young question there from Young Squeezy.
Young question. All right, let's pull out the next one here. So this one is from Kid Rock Rules 420 XD. I love the name.
Okay.
Love the name. Hope to
classic.
I hope to God it's ironic. This is just a simple sentence here. It just says, replace one character in Lord of the Rings with Danny DeVito.
We're back to Lord of the Rings.
We are. A lot of Lord of the Rings coming up today. Interesting.
Ooh, so like your brain naturally goes to Gimli because they both have that sort of stout, hairy persona.
That's actually the most sensible answer, right?
It's the sensible answer, and it would also just be hilarious to have him like as Frank, basically, just doing the Gimli lines. Talk about my whore wife.
Right.
My whore dwarf wife.
My ex. And my whore wife.
My bearded wife. But it was like anybody. I think I'd want him to be there for like the maximum amount of screen time.
Okay.
And to have like the maximum amount of hilarity in the scenes by having him in there, right? So probably wouldn't be Gimli. It would have to be like I think I'm gonna go Samwise.
I was literally just thinking based on what you said.
Him with young, like cute fucking what's his name? Elijah Wood.
Right.
Him and Elijah Wood with those like really touching like bro scenes that they have. I think it would be amazing.
I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you, just like I carried my whole wife for 6 years.
Yeah, I'd go Sam. I'd go Sam.
That'd be great.
Either Sam or like I think like Legolas. That would be hilarious.
Like to be so much CG editing to give him the grace. Yeah.
Or Aragorn, like him just like facing down all the ring wraiths in that scene.
It's as the main character.
Would be sweet.
All right, my answer, all right, is Grond, the battering ram. The giant battering ram. It's the giant battering ram that the orcs. Yes, that the orcs use to take down the door.
That's not a character.
It is. It has a name, and it is Grond, and he is my favorite character. And I want to see Danny DeVito's face on the front of that battering ram, like Just
so it's the exact same thing. It's just they'd have Grond. They have Grond carved with the likeness of Danny DeVito.
There you go. Carved really well. Yeah. Yes.
Out of all the things that you could do to like change the trilogy, that's your answer?
Yes. I want all the orcs to be chanting Grond.
Grond, if someone's gonna make this happen, do mine. Don't do that. I guess that's easier for like somebody to just edit on the internet.
Right.
Someone could do yours pretty easily.
Yeah.
If you want to leave that, like make that. Post it on Reddit or something. Leave a comment below linking it to
That
us.
would be amazing.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good question, Kid Rock Rules 420.
That was a good one.
Yeah. What else you got?
So this isn't so much of a letter as it is like it's kind of a proposition, kind of an offer.
Okay.
So a company called Barry's Butt Plugs got in touch with us. And what they do is they make bespoke butt plugs with like faces on the end.
Bespoke.
So they asked us, like, they're going to make some for us. They asked us who you would want, whose face you would choose to be on the end of your butt plug.
So it's on the end facing out.
Out, yeah. So like someone peeking out of your butt.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I went for Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck peeking out would be nice. That'd be very nice. I would love to see that peeking out of your butt crack. You know, I think I might go ahead and continue this trend and go with Orlando Bloom. Maybe even Orlando Bloom as Legolas.
Little Legolas face.
I'd say with just that gorgeous blonde hair and that nice shaved chin just poking out my beehole.
I had a friend who, ever since like college, I believe, he had a poster of Orlando Bloom, like one of those like gorgeous shots of Orlando Bloom, and he would place it in the bathroom, so he's just like continually watching you poop. And when he moved to Germany, he bought the exact same poster online just to get it there, just to continue the tradition. So Orlando bathroom, Orlando Bloom hanging out in the bathroom, just watching you go.
Oh, Orlando. That's great.
All right, so we got 2 more. We got one for me and one for you, and then we'll round out the show.
All right. Let me dig in here. This one is from James from Tennessee.
James from Tennessee.
Indeed. And this is another Would You Rather, but a more traditional one.
All right.
Would you rather live as a mortal with everything you want in this world, basically an unlimited genie, or would you rather live life as normal, but you live forever?
I'm just going to go mortal with everything. Because, like, I don't know, not to go into, like, doom mode again, but the way things are looking these days, it's like living forever on this planet, you might just be walking around a wasteland after not too long.
That's
no
true.
way to get off, unless I could invent a rocket.
Which you could, because
and, like,
you'd have forever.
Forever. Right? Forever. Like, no, see, I like this question, though, because it makes you think about the metaphysical elements of this reality / like, existence that we have. Because, like, there's got to be more than this, right? I feel like as scary as it is to die, which is we're all going to do it unless there's some wild invention, unless Jeff Bezos gets his way or whatever.
Papa Jeff doing it.
Like, I don't know. I feel like I take my chances. I think there's something beyond this. I don't know. And even if there's not, I think I would get really tired of being alive at a certain point, and to sign up for eternity is just too much for me.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take my chances. If I can have everything I want too, it's like I want a lot of things that would make this world good, not just for me.
Right. You could change the world and make it. That's true.
You could change the world.
Yeah. That's a great point.
I don't know exactly how far like the theoretical boundaries are, whether that's like, oh, I can have all the ice cream and hookers I want, or if you could be like, Russia gets to fuck off and Ukrainian kids can come back to life.
I'm gonna interpret it as that. I don't know about bringing people back to life, but I'm going to interpret it as you could control anything you like in this world. Yeah, as long as it's something that's possible without like magic, like bringing someone back to life. Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Yeah. I'd go mortal. I just try to help the world, and then like go on to whatever's next. Because I think there's something next. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's definitely not whatever we've dreamed up in our religions. I'm going to say that. I don't believe any of that stuff, but
well,
it's got to be something.
Yeah. That's a thought, some existential thoughts for you on your Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, well, to bring us back down from that lofty cloud, I've got one from you. We'll round out the show on this.
All right.
From Power Bottom 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
If you had to kill yourself in spectacular fashion, how would you do it?
Well, Power Bottom. If I had to do it in spectacular fashion, how would I do it?
Do you want time to think? Should I do mine?
No, I think I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just popped into my head. I think that I would...
Quick off the draw.
Yeah, I think I would strap myself with explosives. Like really beautiful... Not just explosives, but also fireworks. Yeah, both. And then hang glide off the top of the tallest building in New York City, and then blow myself up when I'm out of range, so I won't like blow up any other buildings or anything, and just make this incredible show of fireworks and that, and then my body and everything just falls like right in front of one really unfortunate like child, and they scarred for life.
Oh, I was with you till the end.
Well,
Jeez.
To be honest, the end part just
it's just the punctuation mark of a really unfortunate child.
right. The end
The
end wasn't part of the plan originally, but then I thought about like, well, now I put on this amazing show, and now the body and the parasail have to fall somewhere, and then what happens?
It's funny though. You accidentally got very close to what mine is.
Really?
Yeah, I invented this maybe like a decade ago. Somebody asked me this.
Okay. Tell me.
So mine is very similar, actually. I jump out of a helicopter. More on the helicopter in a moment.
Okay.
I'm strapped with explosives and fireworks.
Wow.
So I turn into like goo.
Right.
Like blood and goo. And it just rains down with fireworks going. But the helicopter has massive speakers, and it's playing Rain and Blood by Slayer.
Yes. Amazing.
So, rain and blood from the lacerated sky. And my guts are just falling down on people.
Now, here's the question. At what point do you trigger at what point in the song do you trigger the explosion?
Rain and blood from the lacerated sky.
So, like, right then, right at the end of the first time he says that. Rain and blood.
Yeah, because people will hear rain and blood. They'll look up and blood will fall upon them.
That's amazing.
As it's poetry in motion, my friend.
It's true art.
Poetry in motion.
True art.
True art.
All right, well, I have a counter question.
Okay.
What do you think would be the most fun way to die?
Fun way.
Like, as in, what situation would you love to be in that'd be so much fun to die that way, you know?
I don't know, just like banging it out on top of a mountain of cocaine.
Yeah, not a bad way to go out.
Yeah, just like hanging out with like fucking Motley Crue
Right.
in like the 1980s.
There you go. There you
I
go.
don't know. Some kind of ridiculous party where you're just like living it up.
All right. I'm gonna give a more wholesome answer. I'm gonna say I would love to experience so much true love, tenderness that I pop.
So you're talking about heroin.
Of course. The
Yeah.
only lady for me.
You just slip into the dream, the love dream that is the lady in white.
And on that wonderful, peaceful note.
And on that, don't do heroin or cocaine, kids. Don't do them.
Well,
Mushrooms? Ask your parents. Well, with that, I think we're out of here. We done for the day? Wiener Dog Joe?
I think so.
Episode number 41 in the bag? Wiener Dog Joe in the afternoon.
It's getting late over here. We're going home.
It's getting late. The sun is unironically going down as we speak.
Because usually it goes down ironically.
It usually goes down ironically. It's like, yeah, I'm going down. What do you want?
Yeah.
And we will be back next week. Young Volmer, our intern, should be back from his expedition into Wisconsin to procure us with some cheeses. Procure us with some cheeses? You know it's time. You know it's time to end when the sentences are not cooperating.
Indeed. Looking forward to that. We will see you all next week.
Peace, love, and hand grenades. We love y'all, you wieners.
Mwah.
Mwah.
The sausage biscuit requiem has come. The sausage biscuit requiem has come. You have got the cheese, and I have got my gun. Together we dance under greasy moonlight. Hold me close, darling. Make me feel right. Blur, 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 diggy, dear. Cheese and sausage for the masses of the earth. And no, I will not allow you to give birth to the monster of cheese and doom.